Hello, Crypto World. Saturday, midday in the United States, and it's already Sunday in Asia. In crypto land, we're unfortunately backing off, but not dramatically, and the volume is very low. Now, something we have to talk about. Last night, after the close in the stock market, the S&P announced that they were going to put Robinhood into the S&P 500, but not, as many hoped, MicroStrategy. However, I want to be very clear. This doesn't rule out the possibility of MicroStrategy being put in the future, because remember, Robinhood was looked at and was rejected just a couple of months ago. Now, another thing that happened was the NASDAQ came out and said that if you are going to issue shares to buy crypto, you have to get shareholder approval prior to doing that. However, as soon as this came out, Michael Saylor comes out and says, this doesn't affect strategy because we do it a different way. So this will not stop strategy or cause it to have to get shareholder approval before it does what it's been doing. Interestingly, on the same day, it was announced that a Solana treasury company, similar to Strategy, is going to begin trading on the NASDAQ. They own Solana. They own more or less $90 million worth of Solana and $740 million worth of Solana they've staked. So you see, if you will, crypto treasury companies going into the U.S. market because there's a demand. And I am just bringing this up because as we have a quiet market and you know it hasn't behaved well, the U.S. Fed is going to hold in October a meeting to discuss payment innovation, and that refers to crypto and AI, and in particular, stablecoins. So this will be a very important meeting, albeit it's in October. Bottom line, guys, I wish I could tell you there was more going on. There's very little going on. The sell-off during the week knocked everything down because of the notion that risk was off, despite the lower interest rates, despite the sell-off in the dollar. Crypto was concerned that risk was coming off and the possibility of a recession, and you saw what happened in the stock market. But crypto's not giving up very much, but it's not rallying, it's not very active. But among the news, you can see how much news there is that's very positive for crypto. It's just not affecting it at the moment. But we have the 401k rule coming, and equally as important, we have the fact that there are going to be, it's like more than 50 ETFs coming. So right now we got to make it through September. It's just the first week. And then remember, in the middle of September, we have the Fed. And while everybody knows they're going to cut interest rates, the question is, what is Chairman Powell going to say? What kind of comments, what kind of interpretation about the meeting that will affect the market? But right now, crypto's quiet and not doing very much.